Robert.
Good evening, Greg.
Hey.
I have on the call with us my sister-in-law. She
Okay.
has something going on with her legs, and I wanted her to be here so you could ask her questions directly.
Okay.
And she's going to start off with something. Tracy, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
So my lower legs below the calf, they always feel like there's something inside of them all the time, like they can also be bloated or inflamed.
Okay.
And they're rarely free of this feeling, whether I'm sitting or lying down. And sometimes they radiate heat. And I get cramps in my feet in the evening sometimes. And typically my right calf will get a Charlie horse. And when it's really bad, I can see the swelling in my feet and ankles.
So when it's swollen and you like touch it, does it stay indented or does it pop right back?
No, it pops right back.
Okay, so no pitted edema.
No. And the only time I've kind of felt relief is like I had hot stones massaged on them, and that felt as though everything inside dissipated, and then that lasted for a few days.
And is there any cardiovascular issues that we're aware of?
No.
Okay. And like if somebody was to like put a little bit of pressure with their thumb on the back of your calf, would that be real tender?
No.
Okay, good. And so it feels
right now, just to check.
okay. And it was okay. It didn't get tender or anything like that. Does it get tender or sore like when you climb stairs or anything like that?
Like I can feel it in my ankles sometimes.
Okay, but not in the calf.
No.
Okay. Does the skin ever turn color? Does it ever get red or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So you feel some heat, you feel some swelling, you get some cramping. So this is what I would do. Like I would like to see like right off the bat, like sometimes we kind of treat and then adjust. But are you having fluid retention anywhere else in your body or just in the lower legs?
Just in the lower legs.
Okay. So and no high blood pressure or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So the thing that I would like to do is just to like maybe use like what we call like venous tonics, which are things that help to support the veins, proper function of the veins, and getting blood from the lower limbs up, moving back towards the heart. And you know, there's a little bit of swelling, obviously, but just a little bit of what you're describing, you know, I would be concerned about like a little bit of like cellulitis, like, you know, where the area can get a bit inflamed. And it usually would be relatively painful. So given the description that you're saying, I don't know that that's there, but it's always a little bit of a potential. And so I'd say right now, let's act like it's not there. And if you know you're non-responsive to treatment, then we'll explore that a bit more. But solid choice would be to use things like cedar, like especially cedar and rosemary together, and then applied like you could put it. I can tell Robert how to make it, but basically like kind of even parts. And put it in a base of like alcohol or witch hazel, and you know shake it up really good, and then rub it on your legs, especially at night. That will be very good for supporting vein health in the legs and moving some of that fluid out of the area. I would probably also use a little bit of a diuretic, and this, if you're okay with it, I would probably do it internal. You could have some choices. Lovage is really good for something like this. Parsley oil could be very good for this. Juniper can be good too, but I like lovage a little bit more for the diuretic effect because the lovage stimulates the kidneys to like function better, where the juniper just is like a diuretic. It just makes you pee more. Like that's it. That doesn't really like kind of make the kidneys function better, where lovage and parsley kind of do.
Greg,
And,
when I saw Tracy last, I had some Lovage body tonic with me, and I gave it to her to put on her legs.
Uh-huh.
It didn't seem to have an effect in that manner.
I would probably want it more internal,
Okay, so like 2 to
like
3
3-4
drops.
drops a couple of times a day. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Then with that, we can just stop right there. But I would say let's also add something from the health food store, which would be Goda Cola. Goda Cola, and probably 3 capsules a day, 3 capsules twice a day would be good. Very good for strengthening the veins, strengthening the function of the veins, helps move stuff to the head, or not to the head, to the heart, and is very clearing to the head. You know, it increases brain circulation. And so I'd like to really go deep on treating it as like a vein issue. And then if it needs more work on the kidneys, or sometimes there needs to be some like little bit of strengthening of heart function, we can do that. But this would probably still stay in place at that time. You know,
Okay.
and it's not like a forever thing. It's like once you kind of get it cleaned up, and you'll notice that like a lot of times you'll go periods of time where it doesn't really flare up, and then when it flares up, you do your little routine, you clean it up, and you go from there. And so that's where I would start with that. You know,
okay, so
it's going to need some adjustment, but I think let's see how the body responds to this, because then you can kind of tell what's going to work and what's not going to work. And I like the thing that I always try to avoid is like, let's not be doing 15 things to try to resolve this when really we only needed 3 of them. You know what I mean? So let's like treat it for a little bit, see what happens. And so the liniment I would make quite strong. Like, you know, if you had like, I mean, you could just do it with cedar, but like if you had like a 8-ounce bottle of like witch hazel or alcohol and witch hazel, I'd dump a whole bottle of cedar in it and shake it up and like slap that on.
so 5 mil of cedar in an 8-ounce,
Yeah,
and
5,
then add
even
and
10 mils. Like you could go pretty crazy with the cedar.
5 mil cedar, 5 mil rosemary.
Yeah, if you have it. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that was applied how often?
You get like daily, like you could do more than once a day, but at least once a day on the legs. And one of the things that you could do just to augment it is put it on the legs and then lay on your back with your legs up on the wall, like at a 45-degree angle, just to help the blood and the fluid drain out. You don't have to do that, but it does help sometimes. And let's see what that does. And if for
Okay.
some reason it doesn't work, that tells us something, and we'll move on to something else. But
Okay,
yeah,
so there was that part, then there was Lovage internal, 3 to 4 drops twice a day, and then Goda Cola, 3 capsules twice a day.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, that should be really solid for the legs. Yeah.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. And if it doesn't work, don't get discouraged. There's other things to be done, but let's cross off this whole vein thing right off the
Yeah,
bat.
one thing at a time. I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Great. Thank you.
So you're so welcome.
Question on this vein. Can parsley be taken internally alone to promote kidney health?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then go ahead,